Namaskar, good evening. You are watching Rajya Sabha television. I am Smriti Rastogi with News Tonight. Let's begin the bulletin with the top headlines. Amidst a uproar over Karnataka, discussion on general budget begun by Suresh Prabhu in the Rajya Sabha. Congress MPs disrupt proceedings for the second consecutive day. 0 hour and question hour washed away. Government working on increasing private sector investments as India heads towards becoming a $5 trillion economy. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman replies to discussion on general budget in the Lok Sabha. Lower House also passes the New Delhi International Arbitration Centre Bill. Union Cabinet approves third phase of Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, 1.25 lakh kilometers of roads to be built. Also approves Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code Bill. In Karnataka, crisis deepens for Kumaraswamy government as 2 more Congress MLAs resign. BJP leaders meet Governor Vajubhai Wala requesting his intervention. Supreme Court to hear plea of Congress JDS rebel legislators on Thursday. And New Zealand in the finals of the Cricket World Cup as India go down fighting in the semi-final. India defeated by 18 runs. Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweets, "Do not be disappointed. Win and defeat are part of life." Debate on Union Budget 2019-20 started in the Rajya Sabha amid protest by the opposition benches. After Congress MP P. Chidambaram refused to start the discussion, Deputy Chairman asked BJP's Suresh Prabhu to begin the debate. AIADMK MP M. Navneet Krishnan, nominated MP Narendra Jadhav and Shiv Sena's Anil Desai participated in the debate. Due to the protest, Anil Desai will be allowed to continue his response tomorrow.
Making $5 trillion economy is not just a matter of numbers. It's a matter of setting goals and realizing it so that each and every person in India will be able to benefit from it. When we have $5 trillion economy, that means the people's income will also double. That each and every person, whether it is a farmer, whether it is a woman, whether it is a small entrepreneur, whether it is a small shopkeeper, whether he is a laborer, all of them will benefit from this. And therefore, what we say, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, is not just a slogan, but it's a mission. We are working on it to make sure that $5 trillion economy will benefit each and every citizen of the country. And to make sure that we do that, as I said, this budget has laid down a roadmap for that, which was already prepared 2 years ago as a Commerce Industry Minister. I urge the central government that the insurance premium must be paid by the both central and state governments, and it must be fully covered by the governments. So the farmers should not be made to make the premium payments. Now in our state, regarding the mulberry cultivation, the state government of Tamil Nadu is making the payment of premium, insurance premium. The farmer is not making the payment of premium, the insurance premium. So that scheme must be accepted and implemented throughout India for all kind of crops. This is my humble submission.
The biggest achievement of this budget, sir, is that it lays down the necessary groundwork for the Indian economy to take off and achieve within 5 years the vision given by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi to be a $5 trillion economy by the year 2024. More specifically, sir, this budget essentially aims at investment-driven economic growth. How much investment are we talking about? We are talking about a massive investment of 20 lakh crore every year for 5 years. Where is this investment going to take place? It is going to take place, sir, in the connectivity infrastructure, roads, rails, air, shipping and inland waterways, and also in housing, especially affordable housing.
Maharashtra has the highest GSDP among 33 Indian states and union territories. As of late, Maharashtra contributes around 14.69% of total India GDP at current prices, followed by Tamil Nadu at 8.27%. Sir, Maharashtra may be the second most populous state in the country, but it's a home to 9.28% of the India's population, which gets only around 5.5% share of union taxes from the centre.
In the meanwhile, the Samajwadi Party was told that in these circumstances, their members will not be able to put across their point, so the members of the party walked out of the house.
इन परिस्थितियों में हमारी पार्टी के स्पीकर नहीं बोल सकते हैं, हम इसलिए सदन से बहिष्कार करते हैं अपनी पार्टी से। नो
Shri Navneet Krishna.
And after a 3-day discussion in the Lok Sabha on the general budget, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman replied to the questions of the MPs on Wednesday. Sitharaman said that this common budget is a vision for the next 10 years. She also mentioned about increasing the target in disinvestment. She underlined that this budget will strengthen the agriculture, social, health, education and banking sectors. It will increase investment in agriculture and social sectors. Sitharaman said that the country is also promoting FDI. Domestic industries are being strengthened to generate employment, and emphasis is also being made on domestic production. The main agenda of the government is economic development.
With a 4R strategy consisting of recognition of NPAs transparently, leading to resolution, the first R, recovery of value from stressed assets, the second R, recapitalizing the public sector banks, the third R, and the fourth, the reforms in public sector banks and financial ecosystem, thereby trying to reduce the NPAs in total. If all these are reforms for agriculture, we have not forgotten the welfare measures, the measures that we need to take for the sake of the farmers. We have rolled out the PM Kisan, under which 6,000 rupees annually is transferred to every farmer, irrespective of the size of holding. This historic step, costing 87,000 crores in a year, has been enabled by this government. Everybody who talks about farmers' welfare, please note, we have not just spoken about it, we have acted on it. And this is the kind of budget that is being given for farmers' welfare.
Earlier, MPs cutting across the party lines participated in the discussion and gave their opinion and suggestions.
मैं तो एक कार्यकर्ता हूँ, मेरे हाथ की दृष्टि ऐसी रहती है कि वो गरीब को घर कैसा मिले और उस घर में पानी कैसा मिले, इसकी राह हम देखते हैं.
The budget does not offer anything on the priority of health front. The much talked about AIM projects are yet to take off.
Thousands of silk handloom weavers are in my constituency. The handloom societies are not functioning properly.
And Congress members on Wednesday disrupted the proceedings in the Rajya Sabha for the second consecutive day over the Karnataka political crisis. The members accused the BJP of trying to destabilize Karnataka's coalition government. The BJP refuted all charges and said that the Karnataka crisis was an internal matter of the Congress. Chairman made appeals to the members to allow the House to function, but the protest continued.
The upper house of Parliament witnessed 2 adjournments in the pre-lunch session on Wednesday, stalling 0 hour and washing away question hour as Congress members raised the issue of political turmoil in Karnataka. Chairman Naidu urged members to allow the House to function.
You can come and meet me, not like this. This is not. Sri, yeah, it is the right of the chairman to decide whether to allow a member at a particular time or please. Anand Sharma ji, please, baith jaiye. This is not the way. We have 22 notices before us.
As the protests continued unabated, the chairman first adjourned the House till noon, then till 2 p.m.
Please, good. Question hour is very important. So much money has been spent on this. The entire country is watching us. The House is adjourned to meet at 2 p.m.
Rajya Sabha was again adjourned till 3 p.m. when the House met amid uproar over developments in Karnataka. However, when the House met after the third adjournment, Deputy Chairman Harivansh requested Suresh Prabhu to start discussion on the general budget. But due to continued protests by the opposition, the House was adjourned for the day.
Now the House stands adjourned till 11 hours on Thursday, that is 11 July 2019.
Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Lok Sabha passed the New Delhi International Arbitration Centre Bill 2019 on Wednesday. The bill provides for an independent and autonomous body for institutionalized domestic and international arbitration. The bill seeks to replace an ordinance issued in March this year. The NDIAC would acquire and transfer undertakings of the International Centre for Alternative Dispute Resolution with effect from March 2nd this year. Replying to the debate on the bill, Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad exuded confidence in turning India into a global centre of excellence in arbitration. Members of many parties participated in the debate.
I think the House is completely right, sir. The success of this institution will depend as to what kind of arbitrators they keep. And speaking for myself, I want to give the assurance to this House, our government's concern is very, very clear and categorical. We really want this institution to emerge as a global hub of international and domestic arbitration. The autonomy, the flexibility, everything would have to be there.
Whether this kind of institution needs any kind of ordinance in order to give it a shape, do you think that ordinance, invocation of ordinance, only for the replacing a former institution into a new incarnation?
There is no mention about setting up of regional centers. Clause 14 simply says that the facilities would be set up in India and abroad. Sir, regional centers are very important for the success of the NDIAC.
The development of young arbitration practitioners, whereas, as Professor Roy pointed out, all we have is retired judges monopolizing our arbitration work. Why don't you include in the mandate of the centre these things? You can do that under the rules attached to the bill. And finally, in reaching the higher standards, statistics must be maintained, as all the other prominent arbitration centres do.
And this is one way of changing our ways in which we change the way we litigate. And the way we litigate is not necessarily through 10 years and 14 years of litigation in the court, but by bringing these centers in the country. And in most disputes, even the PSUs are in dispute with the government. So in most disputes, an arbitration mechanism can exist. And government itself can be a body to promote that kind of arbitration.
The proposed New Delhi International Arbitration Centre will be headed by a chairperson who has been a judge of the Supreme Court or a judge of a High Court. The chairman can also be an eminent person having special knowledge and experience in this field. And now the news from Karnataka, wherein a fresh blow to the already shaking Congress-JDS government in Karnataka, 2 more Congress MLAs joined the resignation bandwagon. Housing Minister MTB Nagaraj and K. Sudhakar tendered their resignations on Wednesday to the Speaker, taking the number of disgruntled MLAs who have quit to 16. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has decided to accord urgent hearing on Thursday on a petition filed by 10 rebel MLAs of the Congress and JDS. The plea seeks direction for the Speaker to accept the resignation of these MLAs. Meanwhile, a delegation of BJP leaders led by State Unit Chief B.S. Yedurappa met Governor Vajubhai Vala at Raj Bhavan. They submitted a memorandum to him and requested him to advise the Speaker to act immediately on the resignations. A delegation of BJP leaders on Wednesday also met Speaker Ramesh Kumar, requesting him to accept the resignations of the MLAs. Several state BJP leaders, including former Deputy Chief Minister K.S. Ishwarappa, took part in the protest led by the State President B.S. Yedurappa in front of the Mahatma Gandhi statue at the Vidhan Sauda. They demanded that Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy step down from the office as his government has lost the majority. And even as it struggles for survival in Karnataka, Congress received a tough blow in Goa as well. High political drama is underway in Goa as 10 out of 15 Congress MLAs in the state have resigned from the party and joined the BJP. The group, led by Leader of the Opposition, Chandrakant Kavlekar, met Assembly Speaker Rajesh Patnekar in the evening and gave him a letter informing him about their breaking away from the party. With 10 MLAs changing sides, the strength of the Congress in the House would be reduced to 5. BJP is the single largest party with 17. Goa Forward Party and Independents have 3 each, while 1 MLA each belongs to NCP and MGP. And in a meeting chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Union Cabinet on Wednesday took some key decisions. Here is a look. The Union Cabinet on Wednesday approved improving 1,25,000 kilometers of rural roads as part of Phase 3 of Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. This will be done at a total cost of over 80,000 crore rupees. The move will improve connection between villages and schools, colleges, hospitals and rural agri-markets.
ये दोनों फेस होने के बाद भी ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में कई बार यह बात आती थी कि गांव तो मुख्य सड़क से जुड़ गया एक तरफ से, लेकिन फिर भी अस्पताल दूर है, कृषि उपज मंडी दूर है, महाविद्यालय दूर है, उच्चतर महाविद्यालय दूर है, हॉस्पिटल की सुविधाएं दूर हैं, तो इसको कैसे भी गांव की जनता के नजदीक सड़क मार्ग से लाया जाए। ये लगभग 1 वर्ष से विषय विचार में था और इस दृष्टि से योजना बनी कि प्रधानमंत्री ग्रामीण सड़क योजना का तीसरा फेज हम लोगों को लाना चाहिए।
The Cabinet also approved a bill that seeks to merge 13 central labour laws into a single code, which would apply on all establishments employing 10 or more workers. The proposed Code on Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Bill 2019 would enhance the coverage of workers manifold.
अभी भी श्रमिकों को बहुत स्थानों पर अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर नहीं मिलता है। हम लोगों ने तय किया कि श्रमिक को अब अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर मिलेगा, इसका कानूनी प्रावधान करने का निर्णय लिया है और ये भी तय किया कि प्रतिवर्ष अनिवार्य मेडिकल चेकअप हर मजदूर का होगा। वो जो इंस्टीट्यूशन है वो कराने का काम करेगा।
The Cabinet approved banning of unregulated deposit schemes bill to tackle the menace of illicit deposit-taking activities in the country. The bill will replace the banning of Unregulated Deposit Scheme Ordinance 2019. It is likely to be introduced in Parliament during the ongoing session. Interstate River Water Disputes Amendment Bill 2019 was also cleared by the Union Cabinet on Wednesday. The bill seeks to have a single tribunal instead of current 9 tribunals for water disputes. The tribunal will streamline the adjudication of interstate river water disputes and will take decisions within 2 years.
ये छोटे छोटे जो अलग अलग ट्राइब्यूनल्स थे वो सब समाप्त करके एक सिंगल ट्राइब्यूनल करने का निर्णय किया है। लगे तो उनके बेंचेस हो सकते हैं, लेकिन एक सिंगल ट्राइब्यूनल होगा और 2 साल में फैसला होगा।
Amendments in the POSCO Act were also approved. These included death penalty for sexual assault on minors, along with fines and imprisonment to curb child pornography. A bill to provide a mechanism for transgenders' social, economic and educational empowerment was also cleared. Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV. And the government is giving substantial concessions to fertilizer factories to provide fertilizer subsidy to farmers. On Wednesday, Union Chemical and Fertilizers Minister D.V. Sadanand Gowda inaugurated the second phase of the DBT scheme for fertilizer subsidy. This will bring ease of living in the lives of farmers through the use of modern technology.
Union Minister for Chemicals and Fertilizers D.V. Sadananda Gowda launched Phase 2 of the Direct Benefit Transfer or Fertilizer Subsidy DBT 2.0 on Wednesday. Gowda said that DBT in fertilizer subsidy is a step in the direction of bringing ease of living in the lives of farmers through the use of modern technology and plugging leakages, pilferage and black marketing.
So totally this technology which has been adopted by my department will certainly lead to a transformation in fertilizer sector. After implementation of DBT2, we are capturing the details of the buyers also along with the ID proof. We are planning few more initiatives.
Minister of State for Chemicals and Fertilizers Mansukh El Mandavia said that the ministry approves urea subsidy on an annual basis. But for the first time, urea subsidy has been approved for 3 years.
अभी गुड गवर्नेंस करना है तो ई गवर्नेंस पर जाना होगा। ई गवर्नेंस के माध्यम से गुड गवर्नेंस आ सकता है और इसलिए प्रधानमंत्री जी ने डीबीटी का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन नॉट ओनली फॉर फर्टिलाइजर बट ऑल सेक्टर ऑल डिपार्टमेंट में किया है। उसका आउटपुट आप देख रहे हो। देश में 7 लाख करोड़ रुपीस डीबीटी के माध्यम से लाभार्थी के पास पहुंचा है। उसमें से सरकार को 1 लाख करोड़ की बचत हुई है।
The Department of Fertilizers had implemented Phase 1 of the Direct Benefit Transfer System in March 2018. The government has disbursed 7 lakh crore rupees to the beneficiaries through DBT so far. It has resulted in cumulative savings of over 1 lakh crore rupees by removing fake beneficiaries, duplicate names and fraud. The government paid fertilizer subsidy of 74,000 crore rupees during the financial year 2018-19. In the current financial year, a budget of about 78,000 crores has been earmarked for payment. Vipin Chauhan's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And some more developments. The second India-Russia Strategic Economic Dialogue was held on Wednesday in Delhi with an eye on partnership in 6 areas. A trade target of $30 billion by 2025 was also agreed upon in the dialogue. The IRSET was held under the chairmanship of Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog, Rajiv Kumar, and Timur Maximov, Deputy Minister of the Economic Department of Russia. The major concern in the dialogue between the two countries was how India-Russia bilateral trade is just $10 billion, irrespective of best relations between the two countries. There were 6 core areas of discussion between the two countries that included small and medium industries, agriculture, digital technology, trade, banking, finance industry, transport and tourism. Niti Aayog Vice Chairman underlined that compared to other countries, there are different production processes in India And Russia should always consider that everything cannot be compared as per the European type model.
Our small and medium businesses in India are not yet a part of either global or regional production chains. And I think that's where we need to change that. I mean, a lot of our small and medium enterprises continue to be local producers, supplying the local economy and at best supplying to some of the Indian OEMs in the auto and other sectors. Can we use this opportunity to ensure that our small and medium enterprises find joint venture partners for access to technology?
Due to some economic obstacles also connected with the sanctions that were imposed against Russia by United States and European Union, there was a kind of some stagnation in the relationship on the bilateral trade, but for the last 2 years we witnessed that the bilateral trade is growing.
And news now from the World Cup, where India crashed out as New Zealand win thriller in Manchester. New Zealand stunned India by 18 runs to reach the World Cup final 2019. After a long halt due to the rains, India returned to the Old Trafford Stadium in Manchester to play against New Zealand with a target of 240. Matt Henry dismissed both Indian openers KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma, while Trent Boult sent Virat Kohli within 4 overs. All the 3 batsmen only managed to score 1 run in just 4 overs. Jadeja and Dhoni added a century-plus stand, but India were bowled out for 221 in the final over. Hardik Pandya and MS Dhoni tried to steady the innings, but the required run rate kept increasing. That forced Pandya to play a false shot and led to his dismissal. Dhoni then staged a 100-plus partnership with Ravindra Jadeja, but once Jadeja lost his wicket, it was all but over for India. And in a tweet, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was disappointed with India's defeat, but appreciates fighting spirit of the team. The next semi-final will be played at Edgbaston in Birmingham on Thursday between England and Australia. The winner of the match will play New Zealand at Lord's on Sunday. And that's all we have for you in this edition of News Tonight. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.